First of all, let me thank you all for being here tonight to support this organization. My wife Lauren and I went to an event for Homebase 3 or 4 years ago when it was just getting started, and both of us, first of all, marveled at the stories we heard that night, but secondly, we're just so impressed with the notion of the invisible wounds of war and what that was all about. Very different, completely different protocol, but absolutely in some respects spot on with respect to the problem many returning servicemen and women face and their approach to handling that. About 5 years ago, I read a book by Karl Marlantes, which was called What It's Like to Go to War. And that book was written first person by somebody who'd served in Vietnam. And the book itself was a really interesting commentary on all the work we do as a nation to train somebody to head into the field of combat. And the book talks at great length about the fact that we put all this time and effort as a country into helping somebody prepare for battle, but we don't necessarily figure out as a nation what the path back to civilian life is all about. And let's face it, many folks, many men, many women, find their way back. Extraordinary people dealing with extreme circumstances who come home and through grit and a certain edginess and the help of their friends and family come home. But one of the things you do as governor that's not in the job description is when an active serviceman or woman dies, you're expected to show up at their wake or their funeral or both. Now, I've been to several wakes since I became governor for servicemen who came home, but for one reason or another, couldn't quite find that path back. And took their lives. And I've sat there and talked to their wives, to their moms and their dads about what happened. And while the facts of the stories are always a little different, the essence of the tale is he just couldn't figure it out. Whatever it was that was going on, he just couldn't figure it out. And I kept thinking about Karl's book, which talked about the isolation, the sense that I'm alone, this belief that somehow I'm the only one who's trying to find my way back. And the great thing about Homebase is they get that more than anybody else who's trying to figure out how to help these men and women find their way home. Homebase gets it. And your decision to support this organization and what it's all about is exactly the kind of work that Karl Marlantes was talking about in that book. We train folks up, we send them off to the field of battle, many of them come home and find their way back. But for others, there needs to be someone who gets it, who can help them find their way home. That's what makes this program great. And that's why I just want to thank you all for being here tonight to support it. Thank you.